Alright, let's head over to live your estate and talk to Ameliance. See what... Oh, wait a minute. I don't need to talk to her yet. I need to head over to the square and buy... We need to make some luncheon coffers. And that is, yeah, 1 material each, and we're going to go ahead and do 3. Oops, past the thing. We need to get 3 luncheon coffer materials. Alright, let's talk to Zavani here. Zanovi. Need to get 3 luncheon coffer materials. Yes, 3 of these. And then I actually have to think for a second. Let's see, want to do waste not, innovation, and then preparatory touch. I'll probably do 2 of these. And then I should have enough for by God's blessing. Yeah, I think I don't even need. Well, I mean, that was a good... Oh yeah, that's really easy. I don't even really need to do an innovation there. Just do 2 preparatory touches and then by God's blessing. I can get away with 3. Wait, no I can't. What am I talking about? So I need to do 2 careful syntheses. Oh no, I'm fine. Right, because that only takes half. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, so I don't need innovation. I can shorten it. I can do 3 preparatory touches, or I can do... great strides and by God's blessing. That should be enough, right? Yeah, that's enough. So I only need to get to there. And then let's do 2 careful syntheses. Alright, Ameliance, got your luncheon coffers. Let's see what our new student, what new lore we can get from this, our student. Or the student that's living with her. Because last time we learned something along the lines of... Oh yeah, we made the luncheon coffers because the kids were not eating the food at the studium because it was so bad. Okay, let's go ahead and turn in these 3. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Ah, there's our master artisan. Yeah, this is a normal one. While they attend the studium, Alize would always request her meals be prepared, while Alphanode was always quite happy to sate his appetite with Archon loaf each and every day, a particular trait he inherited from his father. Oh yeah, I can imagine. There's a matter I wish to discuss with you. It concerns Mila. I fear she may be having difficulty with spellcraft. It is a complex art that cannot be learned quickly, nor through pure effort. One must have the aptitude for it. Fortunately, from what I've observed, Mila appears to have not only the capability to wield magic, but also a clear understanding of how it works, in theory at least. And as you have seen, she holds a strong desire to succeed. But I fear her determination is merely born of stubbornness. With each passing day, she returns home later and later. Lest you wonder, being the considerate soul she is, Mila always sends word in advance. Even today, she notified me that she would be studying on campus until late. I understand all too well the desire to prove oneself, but it should never come at the cost of one's own health. I must speak with her immediately, before she falls ill, or worse. You may think me overprotective, but I am a mother after all, and you would do the same thing in my shoes, I'm sure. You may think me overprotective, but she is just a child. I have a duty to look after her, both as a mother and a friend. Yet the studium is ever so large, is it not? I would be eternally grateful if you would help me search for her. I mean, technically, like, from a scale perspective, yes, it's really big. Wonderful! You need but say the word. I'm ready to leave at a moment's notice. Ameliance now considers you champion of House Livier. Champion. Ameliance is overjoyed with your efforts. She now considers you champion of House Livier. And yet there's so much work to be done, so she ensures student enrollment, academic homestead program, feel at home in Old Charlian. To that end, Ameliance's new favor to ask of you. New quest continuing the story. Ameliance's efforts with the academic homestead program in Old Charlian is now available. Upon its completion, the custom delivery list of Ameliance will be updated. Yep. Go ahead and talk to her. A mother's love. Ameliance is eager to depart for the studium. Lest you worry, I've informed Merrill to wait here in case Mila returns home before we find her. With that, let us be off. Oh, I can scarcely wait to see the look on her face when we arrive. Yeah, she's gonna be like, Mom, what are you doing here? Ameliance, what are you doing here? It's like when a young kid calls their teacher Mom. Okay, Ameliance. It is strange that having come all this way, I only now begin to have second thoughts about my plan to surprise Mila. Surely she would be glad to see us. More so, I should think, if she were to see you in the lead. Yeah, I guess that's true. You are far too kind. Thank you. Phenomenon is where she's most likely to be, so I suggest we start there. Ameliance not accompanying you, why would I ever want to leave her behind? I thought the Numenon, right. The Phenomenon is the common area. Oh, let's go see if we can find Mila. Well, I think, let's start here first. I should have known she would not be here. This is rarely an opportunity to remain idle at the studium after all. She did mention some manner of practical training today, however. Perhaps we can find her in Maker's Meet, or, failing that, we can ask if any students have seen her. Okay. But, my, how wonderful it is to walk through these halls again. So many fond memories. Perhaps you could care to hear a story or two. Oh yes, please continue. Tell me more about you and how you and Forshnold would walk hand in hand down the halls of the studium. It was the twins' graduation when last I was here. Unfortunately, an emergency forum meeting, of course. An emergency forum meeting prevented Forshnold from attending. Because of course there was an emergency meeting. I'd never seen Alize in such a foul mood, understandable. Alphanode, meanwhile, tried to put on a brave face, saying he understood the demand and duty of the forum, but a mother knows when her children are hurting. Forshnold was no better. Would that you have seen it? He spent an entire day with Alphanode in the kitchen, baking batch after batch of ginger cookies for Alize in an amusing attempt to cheer her up. You know, these are the stories. This is why you hang out with Ameliance. She's got all the goofy, embarrassing, cute stories. Oops, wrong door, right? No, that was right. I'm sorry. Did you need something? Please forgive our intrusion. Would you perchance happen to know where we can find Mila Dean? She's a student newly arrived from Thafnir. Ah, but how rude of me. I am her host mother, Ameliance Livier. Ameliance Livier? Yes, of course. Mila Dean. She's in the same course as me. She usually heads over to the pavilion by Numenon to study on her own after class. Perfect. She shan't be hard to find then. My apologies again for the disturbance. No problem at all. It was an honor to meet you, milady. We've no time to lose. Let us make for the pavilion near Numenon. Ah, yes. That's where we had our reading sessions, right? First, we gotta get more stories. As a student, my studies here centered around the arcane. Forshnold, meanwhile, studied the art of somnotics, a dreadfully difficult discipline undertaken by those who aspire to become sages. One fateful day, he and I found ourselves working together on an experiment, of course. I had never worked closely with him before, but I knew him well by reputation. He was said to be unbelievably cantankerous, stubborn and unapproachable, and overall quite insufferable, all of which turned out to be true. I see he hasn't changed. Naturally, I wish to learn everything about him. This is why we're doing these quests. He was always so flustered whenever we spoke, averting his eyes this way and that. It was all so very amusing and peculiar. To even think of it begs more for laughter. Tis probably best that we keep this conversation between ourselves. Don't worry, Ameliance. As long as you give me more stories like this, I'll be happy to keep my lips sealed. Alright, looks like there's another talking point out in here. Did we do this one? I think we did already. This was the one where she said... Yeah, the twins graduation. How Daddy couldn't make it. Alright, let's head out over to this talking point and then see if we can find Mila. Discuss Numenon. You wish to know about the Numenon? Oh, there's not much to tell for those dusty old halls, though I suppose they are not without a memorable moment or two. I once ventured there in the dead of night for some last-minute research. The deadline for my thesis was very close at hand, you see. The corridors were dark and empty, with naught but the soft echo of my footsteps to keep me company. And suddenly, a shadowy phantom appeared before me, as if the very void itself. Much to my surprise, a phantom it was not. Nay, 'twas Fushneld, under the veil of his vanish spell. He'd been sneaking around the forbidden archives. Daddy has some dark secrets. Gods, the look on his face. He near died from embarrassment. Speak of this to no one, I beg you, he cried. I obliged, but on the condition he take me to dinner. Now you see who's the leader in this relationship, as I'm sure you've already figured out. I trust you understand he's not to hear a word of this conversation. Oh, don't worry, Ameliance. My lips are sealed. Oh, right, yeah, this is where we had our reading session during MSQ. Oh, there's Mila. Did she fall asleep? Oh yeah, I think she fell asleep. There she is, but she doesn't quite seem herself. But why is the... what are they called again? What are those things called again? Why is the mammoth laying there? Mila? Lady Ameliance? And brilliant as well. Oh no, is something wrong? No, not at all, my dear. Everything is quite alright. Brilliant and I merely wish to check on you. It is getting rather late after all. You must be famished. Oh, I'm sorry for making you worry. I just was so absorbed in what I was doing. What were you doing? Is she making a mammoth? I take it you've been using this mammoth here to practice your healing? Yes, but to be perfectly honest, it hasn't been going well. The mammoth is designed specifically to respond to healing magics. Rather than to risk the danger of practicing on a living patient, students use puppets such as this. When a spell is successful, the mammoth will rise to its feet. Observe. Amazing! Lady Ameliance, that was simply incredible. Such grace and precision, without expending even an ounce of excess energy. It was absolutely perfect. Yet no matter what I do, the mammoth refuses to even move. I've been trying so hard to prove my mother wrong, but maybe she was right. Maybe I never should have convinced myself that I could master healing magics. I came all this way and accomplished nothing. You've been so kind to me, Lady Ameliance, and I don't want to waste any more of your precious time. Perhaps it'd be best if I returned home. Nothing could be further from the truth. You think so too, don't you? Yeah. Yes, that is simply not true. Please cheer up, Mila. Whoa, are you making it speak, Lady Ameliance? Parents are always thinking of their children. Your mother surely wants the best of you. That's not always true. I know that. I do truly. That's why I'm afraid of disappointing her. You are not a puppet. You need not dance to your mother's tune. You have determination, passion, and a wonderful dream. Besides, always doing as one is told is not easy. Take it from me, I'm an expert. He's a puppet. That's hardly something to brag about. This is the darling smile I've come to admire. Mila, there is no doubt in my mind that a brilliant, hard-working young lady like yourself would make a fine alchemist. Your mother surely saw the same, and simply wished for you to walk an easier path, a path where your success would be assured. But with great resolve and determination, you fought to pursue your own way forward. This is part of what it means to become an adult. After a child strikes out on their own, a mother can only pray they find happiness. I know not what to say. Perhaps a light stroll might help me collect my thoughts before I make any rash decisions. Then we shall take a leisure walk back to the estate. I would much rather hear your decision once we are returned. You'd like to come down with something if you stay outdoors over long. Well, that was nice. Anyway, let's head on back over to Livier Estate and wrap things up. Alright, let's go and talk to everyone and wrap this up. I'm sorry for making you worry, and thank you. Welcome back. If you've worked up an appetite, you'll be pleased to hear that the head chef is presently preparing an exquisite Thavnarian stew. Mommy. I've decided. I'm going to finish what I started. If there came a day when a life I could have saved was lost because I gave up now, I'd never be able to forgive myself. But more than that, I want to repay the support and kindness you both have shown me. I want to make you proud. That is, if you'll still have me. Oh, come now. You hardly need to ask. You shall ever be welcome here, Mila, and have our unwavering support. Have you any sage counsel for our aspiring weaver of magic here? I don't know, I'm a crafter. If worse comes to worse, you can always have your fists. Practice makes perfect. You must have a sympathetic heart. To those in need of succor, an unshakable will is key. Yeah, let's do that one. A sympathetic heart. A shoulder for those in need to lean on. I want to become someone like that. Like you. I'm glad someone recognizes my efforts. One last word of advice from a former student of the studium. Set aside practicing healing incantations for the time being and focus solely on manipulating the mammoths. Magic is the power to convert one's ether into tangible phenomena. The key is to visualize precisely what it is you wish to bring forth. I believe your problem stems from a lack of solid image of your mind's eye. When picturing the act of healing, What do you envision? I don't know, really. I've been so caught up with trying the perfect technique, I hadn't given any thought. Then focusing on manipulating the mammoth may be just what you need. You can concentrate on clear images like making it walk, run, or sit. With enough practice and repetition, more abstract concepts such as the inner workings of healing a wound should become easier to conceive. I see. The whole process just seems so complex that but that's in the past. From now on, I'm going to focus on visualizing everything, step by step. That's the spirit. But do take care not to push yourself too hard. For now, I think a hot bowl of soup is precisely what you need. It's a Thavnarian recipe, so I hope it offers a taste of home. The little hop. I cannot thank you enough for accompanying me today. I admit, I may have lost track of time in all the excitement. Now then, if Mila and the other students are to continue their training, I believe it prudent to prepare a new set of mammoths. Those of cruder make are more troublesome to manipulate, and thus I must ask that you fashion ether conductive units to replace them. With a mammoth of good quality, Mila should be able to grasp how to manipulate ether rather quickly, and I shall be beside her, ready to help at every turn. Well, that was good. Now we gotta make some ether conductive components for the next one. Ah, brilliant. How are you? If you ever need respite... Yeah. Okay, so we need to make 3 mammoths. Let's go ahead and do those real quick. I wonder if this one's going to be a little bit harder. Because so far, all the other ones have either been quick craft or they've been really easy to craft. I mean, they shouldn't be that difficult to craft, to be honest. Okay, so we need 3 of these. And then custom deliveries, Ameliance, and mammoths. Okay. So this one's a little harder. Go ahead and try doing an innovation this time. Okay, this one I got a good proc, so I probably don't need to... Oh yeah, that's more than enough. It seems about the same difficulty as the other one. Just slightly more for this, which means I should probably take advantage of the muscle memory proc. But let me go and do a final appraisal first to make sure I don't... Okay, that's perfect. So I don't need final appraisal for it. Let me try not doing innovation. Let's do 3 of these, then a Byrgot's Blessing. Yeah, that should be fine, and then I can do 1 more basic synthesis. Oh yeah, that's more than enough. Did I do an innovation that time? I don't remember. I don't think I did. I did 2 or 3 preparatory touches. I did 3 preparatory touches and then a Byrgot's Blessing. No, I didn't. What? I think I must have gotten a good proc. Okay, let's just do this. Doesn't matter that much. There we go. These are not that difficult recipes, so I have a lot of leeway on what I can and can't do. Anyway, let's head on back over to Livier Estate and turn these in. Alright, Ameliance, I've got your mammoths made. Go ahead and turn them in real quick. Oh, does she have different dialogue for this part? Yeah. Thank you for another incredible round of deliveries, Brilliant. Words can't express the boon and the homestead program, yeah. I would like to think we have some good friends through our work together as well. Fortunald would no doubt be shocked, perhaps even envious, were he to see what we've accomplished thus far.